and everything seems to be working. Hello everyone, welcome to today's live stream. Today will be another English Q&A. You just ask me any questions. Start preparing your English questions and I will answer your English questions as soon as I can. I spend probably about a minute or 2 minutes answering questions, so it's best to get your questions in early. Before we get started, let's take a look at our list of students who have come to watch me. The good students are here. The bad students are not here. Layla's here, of course. Everything's well with me. Layla, how are you? Dewey, hello. Ola Serba, hello. And Ola Serba already has a question. Can you teach me? Well, I can teach you right now because let's look at your question. Hola. Hope you're still around. Can you teach me more English language, brother and sister? Well, you're not asking me, you're asking everyone, so it's not your. Can you teach me more English language? We don't really need the language part. And you're going to ask everyone, so we want to generalize it to all people, brothers and sisters. Can you teach me more English, brothers and sisters? And the answer is yes, we can. All right, let's continue on. Sleepwalker's here, so we can start officially. Pallavi, hello, Pallavi. I see your name everywhere. Good for you, Pallavi. Anyway, good to see you, Pallavi. I know who you are. I see you everywhere. Michelle. I see Michelle is very active on YouTube, my other channel. Good for you, Michelle. I see you're doing those quizzes. Anyone else here? Mr. Whale. Hello, Mr. Whale. Farida. Hello. Tika's here. Dia Yaha. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Marine Chemezi. Hello. Good to see you again. Farida got the notification from my channel. Great. Good for you. And Dia, please mean the word. Okay, well, I'll help her out here with this. So this is from Dia Yaha. Please, the meaning of the word pitch with examples. Now, Dia, I want to help you. But I usually tell my students I am not a dictionary. Okay, so what that means is I usually don't answer questions of what does this word mean, because you can go to the dictionary and see that. Now, what I do, Dia, is you bring in example sentences of. So you go to the dictionary, you try to learn the word. You bring in example sentences, and I will fix those. I will help you understand and fix those example sentences. But I don't do dictionary with the live streams because, in the past, so many people, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? And so I decided, okay, you have to help me help you. You try to learn the word, bring in some example sentences, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. And Dia, I don't mean to disappoint you, but that's the way we have to do it. Layla has a... Here, let's just stick with this. Layla, so... Oh, why do we have purple? Let's choose black. I've heard an American guy says... I've heard an American guy say... We would say. Is it wrong, although an American guy? Oh, so you're asking. I heard an American guy say. I don't know the rule, but it should be say. So if we substitute he, an American guy is a he. I've heard. I think this is the problem here. I've heard. If I said an American guy says, blah, blah, blah. But when we say I've heard an American guy say, so I don't know the rule. There must be a real rule. But when I have heard say. Sorry, that's a good question. I just don't know. I cannot answer you the exact rule, but I know what you're talking about. So what Layla is talking about, maybe someone here knows the rule. Now, when we say, I've heard an American guy say something, say, let's just put a word there, hello. I've heard an American guy say hello. So she's asking, why do we use say? Because he says. An American guy says. We should, the third person singular here, we should use says. But in this case, I've heard an American guy say. We don't say says. Okay. Maybe I just can't think. Sorry, Layla. You're too advanced for me. Sleepwalker is going to make my... Why? How do we change the default? I have come across a grammar structure had better. All right, let's take a look. You'd better go there. So I know that it's a special form. Which tense are these kinds of sentences? Future tense? Yeah, I'm not a grammar teacher, so I don't usually teach grammar. I'll just teach the sentence form. You had better go there. That's your suggestion or advice. And let me spell that correct. So any sentence beginning with you'd better, just think of that as someone's giving advice. You'd better something. It is talking about that person's future activity, because it could be talking about right now. You'd better eat that right now. So I don't want to label it with what tense is that. I don't know the name of the exact tense, but just think of it. Don't worry about it in that way. Just know it's giving advice. You'd better do this. But it's very useful grammar. What's the name? Let me just check quickly. Yeah, I don't know the name of that grammar. It doesn't tell me the exact name of that grammar point. It's just, they say it's just for suggestion. The name doesn't matter, just how you use it. Okay. Layla says... I'm going to go back a bit to... Sleepwalkers. Just make sure you guys saw that. I don't know if you saw that. You'd better go there. Suggestion or advice. Let's lay this question in a bit. So you'd better go there. You'd better study English. suggestion or advice. Someone's giving that advice. It's not. We shouldn't really think of that as it's future or present tense, because it's just you're giving the advice right now. So it could be about now or the future, ongoing forever. All right. I'm fresh off the boat. When do native speakers use this expression? Well, it's kind of a negative expression, so you wouldn't really say it to yourself because it's negative. So I might say he's fresh off the boat. And that's going to mean he's new to the country. Let's fix my grammar. So, is this common? Yes. Should you know it? Yeah, if it's, you might hear it again. So if I say, maybe I'm at my job and we got a new worker, and I might say to my friends or my coworkers, he's fresh off the boat. And that's negative. That's not a good thing to say. I am saying he's new to the country, and when, like, a new immigrant to the country, like he came, it doesn't matter if he came by boat or airplane. We just say he's fresh off the boat. You cannot change it. He's fresh off the airplane. If he comes by airplane, or she or whoever comes to the country they're new, we always just use the expression he's fresh off the boat, which is he's very new to the country. And it's usually negative. It's not a nice thing to say. And because people who are new to the country, sometimes they don't know how things work and they make mistakes, and, they're awkward and uncomfortable. So he's fresh off the boat. So let's give it the example dialogue. Did you meet the new worker? Yes, he is very slow. He's fresh off the boat. Means he's new to the country. All right. So I don't want anyone here to use it. It's not a good thing to say, but you might hear it in a movie or some readings. All right, I got to move on. Justina, hello. Tika, okay. Nowadays, I lost my motivation in learning English. What do I do to keep myself to stay motivated to study English? It has been 2 days. I'm feeling lazy to do my assignments. Excuse me. Do your assignments. You don't have to study English every day. Of course, I'm your teacher. I want you to study English every day, but you don't have to study English every day. You can take a break for a few days. And, sometimes we get lazy and tired and we just want to do nothing. Even me, sometimes. Just take a break, but come back. Always come back. We're always here. We always want to help you improve your English. Don't give up. Do your assignments. Be diligent, Tika. Oh, Dia has an example. Here's an example. I was pitch dark. Okay. The weather, was pitch dark and rainy. So the weather was pitch dark. Okay, in this sentence, pitch is an adjective to describe dark. So pitch dark, dark. I don't want to capitalize that. Pitch dark. So this pitch, we want to emphasize dark. And what would this mean? It would be really, really dark. So in this case, good word, you should know it. Pitch dark. Really, really dark. Pitch black. Really, really black. We usually use it only only for dark and black. I would not say pitch white, pitch red, pitch blue. No, we use it for dark and black. It's just one of those words. We emphasize dark or black, pitch black. We want to say it. So thank you, Dia, for bringing that. That's one way to use pitch. Pitch has many meanings. I'm not going to teach all the meanings right now, unless you have an example sentence. Oh, so Tika continues with her. We got Tika drama today. It needs to be done. That's your assignments. Very soon, yet I procrastinate. I procrastinate in doing it. I procrastinate doing it. I think we say I procrastinate in doing it. So good word, procrastinate and delay. You know, you have to do something. She has to do her assignments, but she's delay. I don't want to do it now. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the day after tomorrow. Delay. Very late. So procrastinate. Tika. I believe in you, Tika. I think you're diligent and you can procrastinate on something, but don't be late. Okay, you can delay it a little bit, but don't be late. Layla, is there any specific idiom or phrase to express in case time goes fast? Well, yes. We say time flies. That would probably be the most common idiom to express time goes fast. Time flies. Time flies. Fly, but because time is time flies. All right, we got Pallavi here. What does Pallavi say? Hi, sir. Sir. Just call me Robin. Let's fix up this English. What's to do to speak like English native speakers? Well, I'm going to change your question here because the grammar is a little awkward. I'm going to change it to a how question. How do I speak? How do I speak like English native speakers? Or can we become English native speakers? Well, or can we? Well, these are two different questions. Let's split them up. How do I speak like English native speakers? Well, everyone asks me every day of my life that question. And what is my answer today? Well, Pallavi, the truth is, unless you live in an English-speaking country, you're probably not going to talk like a native speaker. But nobody here needs to talk like a native speaker. I talk like a Canadian native speaker, but I do not talk like an American native speaker or a British native speaker. I don't need to talk like them. I just need to... and to be a native speaker, usually we consider a native speaker someone who was born in an English-speaking country. But you don't need to be a native speaker, but, fluent is the key word. So fluent or upper advanced. These native speakers. Native speaker, if you're born in an English-speaking country or you went to that English-speaking country when you were very young, you can probably be a native speaker. But that's not important. What you want is fluent, which is still 100% understanding of the language. Yeah, you can be fluent, Pallavi, but that's going to take a lot of work. That's going to take daily study for hours every day. Do you need to be fluent? I know you want to be fluent. Do you need to be fluent? Well, I don't know what your career goals are, but, I think for business English, if you're working at a company that does business in English, upper advanced is enough, or middle advanced, that's enough for business English. So unless you're planning to move to an English-speaking country, you don't really need fluent or native speaker level. That's not going to help you. So for work, upper advanced is enough. Well, there's never enough English. You just keep studying. But I don't know, Pallavi, what are your goals? Hey, Alyssa. I was going to say long time no see, but that would be a crude joke. So, unintentional joke. So I'm not going to say it, although I just said it. And Layla rubs it in your face. She says, "Hi, Alyssa. Nice to see you again." Farida, what does break down and break something down again? Bring me some example sentences, Farida. I'll help you out. Alyssa asks, which one's correct? I already met him, or I've already met him. Are they even the same? They're the same. There's a slight technical difference, but they're the same. Unless you're taking a test, but don't worry about it. Earlier today, I tried to do the quiz of used to and is used to on Shaw English Online. Let's take a look. The link is not working. Let's go to YouTube. My other channel, Shaw English. I just released this video about an hour ago. Used to. There's the video. Let's go to the link. Click. It's not working. All right. I'll fix that. I'll fix that link. Why is there an error? Sometimes there's errors. Sometimes there's errors. All right. Sleepwalker or sleepwalker. Can we say I used to use it better? Well, let's put it up on the whiteboard. Can we say I used to use it, or I better just to say I used it? I used it before. Interesting question. You guys got some difficult questions today. And I'm the teacher, so I got to answer these, right? I'm the professional. Can't disagree. I think the used to is more. Yeah, I got a good answer. Used to is more for an activity. I used to use it. Yeah, like how can I say this? If we're talking about a hammer, the simple tool, a hammer. Nothing interesting about a hammer. It's just one item. You would probably say, I used a hammer before. You'd use this, I used a hammer before. You wouldn't say I used to use it because you still use it, right? You might use it in the future. So when I say I used a hammer before, that means in the past, I have an experience using a hammer. It means I have that experience. I have that knowledge. I used a hammer before. and I might use it again in the future. I'm just trying to tell people I have that experience. I used to use it. We wouldn't use that for a hammer. We would use that. I used to use. What would you use? I used to use a belt for my pants. Okay, so this means, yeah, in the past, I used a belt for my pants, but I don't anymore. Okay, so I used to, something I did in the past, but I don't anymore. I used a hammer. I have that experience, and yeah, I can do it again in the future. Hope that helps. Okay, let's move on to the next question. I'm actually trying to fix that. Pallavi, thank you. Probably my website. This is from Dewey. Every student has motivation to learn English. They want to go to abroad for study and exam. Not everybody, but my motivation only want to help my kids study English every day. Yep, everyone needs motivation. Helping the kids, that's good motivation. All right. Could you please simplify why there is a me pronoun after used to in the following sentence? Oh, I understand why you asked. She used. That is not the question. You need to copy the question. Okay. Oh, that's the question. She's used to me helping her. Let's. What if I change it like that? I'm used to him giving me money. I'm used to. She's used to Robin helping her. They're used to me helping them. All right, so she's used to me helping her. I'm used to him giving me money. She's used to Robin helping her. They're used to me helping them. That's how we can structure. She's used to, this is the activity, me helping her. Him giving me money. Robin helping her. So we can use it in that way. All right, I think I fixed the used to quiz. Let's put it back on the. Let's go to used to. Let's see if the quiz.
I like dogs.
Oh, we don't want that. Let's see if the quiz is working. Yeah, quiz should be working now. I fixed that. All right, let's move on. Next question. I teach physics naturally. Mr. Whale, it's quite impressive if you teach physics. Physics, I cannot teach. Teacher, hola. What is... Teacher, this is wrong or correct? Right or wrong? Which color do you like? So, which color? I'll use American spelling. You use British spelling. That's okay. Which color do you like? So maybe I have 2 items. I have nothing. I have no items to compare. I don't know. Here. No, I have nothing here. Well, you have 2 items. And one, maybe here, I'll use my cell phone case. Now, this is a black case, and maybe there's a white case. And you would ask, the clerk might ask you, which color do you like? Do you like the black or do you like the white? And you would say, I like black. So which color do you like? I like black. Alyssa, do you Alyssa. Alyssa asks, do you recommend Clubhouse for improving our speaking skills? Now, long ago, teacher Sherry recommended me to join Clubhouse, and at that time I tried to, this was about a year ago, I tried to join Clubhouse, but it was only for Apple phones. Now, maybe they have for Android phones, I don't know, but I didn't join it, I didn't check it. I don't know, Alyssa, it's up to you to experiment, test it, see if you like it. I really don't know anything about it. Has anyone used the Clubhouse app? Maybe someone else here can give a review of that app, good or bad. Layla says, nowadays I have a big fish to fry, but I feel time flies. Is it correct? It is correct. It is correct. But don't string and a lot of students do that. They learn a lot of idioms, and then in their sentences they put a lot of idioms, and we say string. String here, don't string idioms together, means one idiom connected to another idiom. So in your sentence, you say, I have a big fish to fry, which is an idiom, but I feel time flies, which is another idiom. And native speakers might do that, but I would say for you, don't. Don't string idioms together, which means one sentence, one idiom. Try not to put 2 idioms or 3 idioms or more in a sentence. One sentence, one idiom is enough. So trying to make sentences of just idioms, not so good. Don't string together. It is correct, though. It just doesn't sound natural. Dia, how to measure my fluency? Is there something specific? Oh, let's fix your... Yes, Dia. How to measure my fluency? Is there something specific that I can use to measure my fluency? Yes, Dia. The best English test in the world and the best and only way to accurately measure your fluency is to talk to a native speaker. There is no written test. There is no online test. To measure your fluency, you've got to talk to a native speaker, have a conversation with a native speaker. How much do you understand? How much do they understand? That is the true test and the true measure of your fluency. So if you can talk to a native speaker and you understand 100% and they understand you 100%, then I would say you're fluent. If there's some problems, and you will know, oh, I have a problem listening to that native speaker, or that native speaker doesn't understand my pronunciation, you're going to know right away your problems. There is no online test that can do that. The best and only true measure is talk to native speakers. Layla. I believe in my abilities, so I work hard on my English to reach upper advanced level. I don't know how much time I need. Well, maybe you're already upper advanced, Layla. Have you ever thought about that? He is a low-key person. He is a restrained person. Do those sentences mean the same? All right. Let's fix it up. He is a low-key person. He is a restrained person. Do they mean the same? They could, but they're a little different. So low key kind of means, yeah, that person is quiet, not so active. Low key is calm, quiet, not so active. He is restrained. That person also could be calm, quiet, not so active. So that person can be acting the same way. But the reasons are different. Low key person means naturally that person is calm, quiet, not so active. Naturally. He is restrained means maybe that person is actually very talkative and active, but they are trying very hard to stay calm and quiet. So yeah, I could describe the person, but their motivation to be calm and quiet might be a little different. Restrained, so low key is more natural, and restrained, that person is working hard to stay quiet. But on some levels, yes, they do kind of mean the same thing. So if someone is restrained, yeah. Let's see. Depends on the context, but yeah, they could mean the same. Depends on the context. Not always, though. It's case by case. Layla, I'm puzzled about the meaning of rent and hire. I'll rent him my house for 1 year. Yeah. He hired 2 men to fix his car. Could you simplify them? Well, I think you know. Rent is pay weekly or monthly to use something. Why? Well, these are dictionary words. Hire, pay someone for a job. So going back to your sentences, you can't say I'll hire him my house for 1 year. That doesn't work because that's not related to the job. And you can't say he rented 2 men because we don't rent people. This is a job, so we have to hire for a job. And I'm going to check the dictionary. Let's check good old Oxford. Let's just check hire. And yeah, the dictionary is clear on that, Layla. You should be able to get that. To give somebody a job, you hire. And rent, I'm picking on Layla. An amount of money that you regularly pay so that you can use a house, room, you can use some item or thing. I hope that clears it up. All right. All right, Farida, what does she say? Rent and hire. Whenever I watch your live stream, I'm usually doing the chores while I'm all ears and concentrating on your lesson. Okay? All ears, there's an idiom. All ears means I'm listening. I'm all ears. Okay, she is used to me helping her. Layla. Well, I'm glad you brought that question, Layla. Me helping her. Who's Layla again? Well, could you please let me know what is the difference between remind Robin for Learn English Live, remind Robin about, remind Robin in. I don't know. Remind someone. Remind for. Nope. I don't think we use remind for. Remind Robin about. And remind Robin for. Well, let's make. So remind Robin about his class starting. And I might say, if I'm using time, I might use in 10 minutes. Remind Robin now about his class starting soon. Remind Robin in 10 minutes. So the in would be used for time. And about is the topic. Remind Robin for, I don't know Robin for. Do you have a sentence? You didn't give me full sentences, so it's hard for me to know. Farida, I love pink. Zachariah, Clubhouse is useful. Good to know. Should I download? Should I download Clubhouse? IELTS will not measure. Zachariah, IELTS is a measuring tool, but IELTS, IELTS academic is kind of making sure that you are at a high listening and reading and speaking level so you can survive at a university or a job. So it is a good tool. We need measuring tools, and IELTS is a measuring tool, but it's not the best tool. There are many problems with IELTS. Of course, a native speaker is always the best tool. But I think if you study for IELTS, it really pushes you to increase your level of English. So all of you, if you really want to reach that next level of English, IELTS can push you to that level. But of course, I have talked to a lot of people who have studied IELTS, got good scores on IELTS, but actually their English fluency is not really good. You don't get into the trap of studying for the IELTS, mastering the IELTS, but actually your general English is not so good. IELTS is a tool to help your general English. Don't just focus on IELTS. Okay, Layla. I read you. I'm reading the comments, but I'm not going to reply to every comment. But I'll get the question here. It's important to note that none of the lines and marks I made thus far are actually intended to be seen by a viewer. Does thus far in this case mean so far? Yeah. So she's asking about this thus far. Good expression. It's important to note that none of the lines and marks I made thus far, so far, or even until now, similar as these. Let's put that red. Red is bad, so let's put it as green. Let's change that to black. And why am I spending so much time fixing this sentence? So does thus far in this case mean so far? Yeah. So it is important to note that none of the lines and marks I made thus far. It's important to note that none of the lines and marks I made so far. It's important to note that none of the lines and marks I made until now, all of those mean the same thing. Sleepwalker. Wow, that's interesting to know such little nuances. Man, Sleepwalker, you got a good vocabulary about the adjectives. Said, hello. Justina, what's the meaning of play by ear? That's the wrong. So we got a lot of idiom talk tonight. Idioms. Let's give a few more extra minutes on talking about idioms. Now, I don't recommend anybody study idioms directly because I don't know why English students think, "Oh, I gotta know idioms to master English." And idioms are like the last thing you want to study about English. I know it's fun to study English, but actually idioms don't really make you fluent. They don't really help you pass tests. You don't need to say them. It's just and usually idioms are spoken by old people. Old people like to use a lot of idioms. The older in English, younger people will use more slang, and the older people will use more idioms. So I usually, don't worry about idioms, guys. Of course, there are some very, very common idioms you should know, but stuff by play by ear, no. And the problem with idioms is they have to be perfect when they are spoken. You cannot change a word. So let's use this one. Play by ears. So this student, Justina, wrote it down wrong. You already wrote it down wrong. If you're going to learn the idiom and you're going to ask about an idiom, you should try to type it out correctly. So the idiom is play it by ear. Now, it usually means the musical instrument. It can. So when someone is playing the piano and they play it by ear, that means they have to read the sheet music. The music, they got to read it. But if they play it by ear, they're not reading any sheet music. They're just playing it because they memorize the notes and how to play it. So they play it by ear, just by listening. So play it just by listening, not reading sheet music. Okay, that's usually where we might use it, but we can use it in other cases not related to music. So play it by ear means not really prepare, something like that, or plan. Just we'll do it. We'll do something as we go along. We will do something. So I would have to know, where did you see this idiom to really help you? But it's not play it by ears. Play it by ear. Okay. Higher rent. Okay. Well, higher rent. When will that mean the same? I can hire a taxi. I can rent a car. can hire oh, here's a good one. I can hire a driver. I can rent a driver. Here, I'll use this one. So some cases they might be the same. It might be the same. Or very similar. So I can hire it for my car. I can hire a driver, which means I give someone a job to drive my car, or I can rent a driver. I can give them a job or temporarily. Actually, both of these, in this case, very similar, very similar. So some cases, hire and rent might be very similar, and you might have been confused about something about that. But 99.9% of the time, hire and rent just mean the dictionary terms. Who is it, Layla? Hola, no problem. Nowadays, I watch many videos on YouTube only for fun. After that, I leave comments. Yes, you always leave a comment. The good thing, those native speakers who are owners of the channels, or your owners of the channel, are owners of the channels. How many channels do you go to? Understand me and reply. Not replay, reply to me. All right, that's a good point. Leave comments on YouTube channels to practice your English. I think it's a very positive way to, when you visit a YouTube channel, you watch the video and you practice leaving a comment in English. And if that person replies, they understand you. Success. I think it's a good way, good practice. Layla, I think continue doing that. For my channels, I often get comments in other languages. When I get comments in other languages, I'm a little bit disappointed because I have an English channel and some of the I usually translate the comments and some of them are good video. And I'm like, did they need to write that in their language? I think they could write that in English. So my advice to everyone here is if you leave a comment, don't write it in your language, write it in English. All right, Ola's gone. Davy James, hello. Do you got any questions? And Zachariah, there we go. Good question here. Do you rent a house to someone or let it to them? I think it's the same thing. It's just... Let's see if there's a difference. For the most part, it's the same. I always use rent, but yeah, I've heard let it out. So, same thing. If I sign up in a course to learn something online, can I say I've just attended the class, or do native speakers instead of attend? No, I attended or I went to the class. I just went to class. I just attended the class. Both of those are okay. And Mod Hushan. Ask him to stay if he came or comes. If he comes. Ask him to stay. Let's say stay for dinner. If he comes. That's not a question. Ask him to stay for dinner if he comes. Mr. Whale, thank you. All right, I think we're going to finish up. in a minute or so. Thanks, guys, for your questions today. Um, I hoped I helped you with your English. Improved it a little bit. I'll be back again next week. Hopefully. I'm starting to cough. Some good questions today, and I did my best. I'm not perfect, but it's hard to answer questions immediately without preparation. But hopefully we got the right answers. Um, oh, Sleepwalker. I joined the class. Yeah, that's another one, Sleepwalker. My assistant teacher is Sleepwalker. I went to class. I joined the class. Yeah. Thank you, assistant teacher Sleepwalker. There. I joined the class. I went to class. I just attended class. I joined the class. There's probably more. I'm tired now, so I can't really think of them. Okay. Could you tell me the days you teach in a week? It's up here. Sundays, 13:30 GMT UTC. So, I don't know your country, but you check Greenwich Mean Time. That's usually London time. What time is it in London? It should be 13:30 in London, and then that's the time I teach you every Sunday. All right. Thanks, guys. I'm getting sleepy. What time is it here? 11:30 p.m. I'll see you again next week. Thanks a lot.